What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Daily Energy Newsbeat Stand-Up here on this gorgeous Tuesday, February 21st, 2023. As always, I'm your humble correspondent, Michael Tanner, coming to you from an undisclosed location here in Dallas, Texas, joined by the executive producer of the show, the purveyor of the show, and the director and publisher of the world's greatest website, EnergyNewsbeat.com, Stuart Turley. My man, how we doing today?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and glad there's no train tracks around here.
I feel horrible for laughing, but that is a good one. So I mean, it's insane how many crashes. I mean, I am not getting on a train for the next 2 years. No public transportation is about to tank in people using it.
Absolutely, and when just real quickly, when Buttigieg was up there saying, well, we've already had 100 of them crash this year. I'm like, what? That's not an answer for somebody that's got their house destroyed by a train. Good grief.
Well, there's 100 other people who've had their houses destroyed. I mean, we could spend the entire show talking about that because there really isn't that much news today. We're actually recording this Monday on the 20th, and it was President's Day today, and markets were closed outside of crude oil, so we didn't see much any movement in the stock market. Crude oil and natural gas did move a little bit. I'll cover that at the end, but I mean, quickly, we've just got a couple stories that we will cover with you. First, News Bits billionaire John Paulson. Central banks are replacing dollars with gold. Quote, you are better off investing in precious metal than USD. It's going to be very spicy what happens with the US dollar going forward. Stu will cover this article. Next article, we have how sanctions on Russia's nuclear sector could backfire. As you guys might be aware, the EU is debating sanctions on Russia's nuclear sector. And with the EU set to vote on specific nuclear policy, it'll be interesting to see what that means going forward for the global energy markets. Next article, we will cover UK at risk of lagging behind EU and US in clean energy investment race. Stu will cover what that means for the clean energy sector. And finally, will Shell and BP use their mammoth profits for green energy? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, but it'll be interesting to hear what this article says. I lied. There's a fifth article that I didn't see. India invokes maximum energy output from the law, or for energy output law from coal plants. So India is buying cheap Russian oil, they're buying cheap Russian gas, and they're producing cheap coal. You actually have got to love it. It'll be very interesting to see what's going on in China. And then we're gonna let you guys get out of here. So it'll be a quick show. Before I kick it over to Stu, guys, just check us out online, www.energynewsbeat.com, the best place for all your energy news. You'll get smarter the more often you go to it. Bookmark it. Do whatever you need to do. We appreciate everybody who visits. Stu, where do you like to begin?
Hey, let's get rolling around here. News Bites billionaire John Paulson, central banks replacing dollars with gold. Michael, you and I have talked about this for quite a while, that Nixon got rid of gold standard, and we're now seeing the oil moving off of that now. The dollar is still very dominant in terms of reserves and trade, but the U.S. post-World War II economy is not the powerhouse it was, Paulson said. Other countries do not want to rely on the dollar as much as they have in the past. And with the huge deficit, I added the huge, but everybody knows it's a huge deficit. The dollar is looking at depreciation versus other currencies. You can't have this much debt and have it like stand there and everybody's going to go, well, it's going to always be this way.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely with you. I don't know how much I would pivot. I mean, I'm not all the way with you. I think I'm partially with you. I think that equities, and in this case, the U.S. dollar, is a bad place to put your money. The question is, where do you it go? You can go to, I think hard assets is a great move. Do I think specifically precious metals? Maybe. I actually think I'm actually slightly contrarian. And I think if a recession hits, I honestly think physical assets, ironically, I think home values won't necessarily crash as much as the overall market because there's something tangible there. I think there's physical assets, in my opinion. So obviously I think precious metals is a part of that, but like land, commercial real estate, I'm not, maybe not single family homes. That's sort of a different category, but physical asset investments, in my opinion, if this recession, if the stock market really does tank and go down, the bubble is not in real estate or physical assets like it was in 2008. It's in the dollar. It's being held up and propped up by quantitative easing. So I'm mostly there with you.
Oh, yeah. Now, I think the author also brings out something. The prominent investor said there's no intrinsic value in the projected crypto market could lose its remaining value in the next 48 months. I don't know anything about crypto investing, so I thought it was pretty interesting. Okay, let's go to the next one here.
We are releasing EMB coin though, Stu. Did you know that's on the development timeline?
Shoot,
it's an NFT, and it's a calendar of you in Speedos, different pose each month, and you buy them as an NFT, and they're going for good money. So
yeah, they're going to be going broke with mine. Now, I was a Speedo stud in high school, but good grief, dude. Okay. The next one coming around the corner. I just grossed out both our fans. Okay.
Yeah.
Sanctions.
Left. We appreciate you sticking through.
Yeah. Sanctions on Russia, nuclear sector could backfire. All the friends of the show and thousands, I mean, we're talking thousands now. When you're sitting there and you're thinking about this, sanctions don't work. I'm talking to Irina from Bulgaria again on Wednesday, and she is a pistol. I mean, she is just a hoot. Bulgaria, sanctions don't work. This article is really kind of leading up to in order for us to get through to carbon net zero, we have to have nuclear. 50% of the enriched uranium in the world is produced where, Michael? Russia.
China. Russia. Ooh. Even worse.
So the EU is debating sanctions on Russia's nuclear sector. Nuclear energy produces 1/5 of the electricity in the US and the EU. There was also a big scandal with the Bidens and Russia and everything else. I haven't checked the Twitter files yet to see if they were really real, since it was a big scandal. We'll have to go back and look. Just kidding. But this is a significant issue coming around the corner, Michael. A global uranium deficit will amplify any disruption. So not only are nuclear reactors tough to build because of regulations, you throw the squirrel like this one into the hamster wheel, it's a real problem.
Yeah, no, it is. And I think, again, if you sanctions don't work, we've talked about this in specifically to the Russian oil cap, and considering they have some of the largest stockpiles of uranium, I mean, what are these sanctions even going to do? So we don't need to bang this one over the head, but no, it cracks me up.
Oh, it is. All right. UK at risk of lagging behind the EU and US in clean energy investment race. Okay. You can't buy this kind of entertainment, Michael. Ahead of the Chancellor's spring budget next month, Energy UK and Renewable UK have published 2 separate reports calling on the government to implement measures and change rules that would enable the UK to extract vital private investments in renewables. Okay. The UK, this is a quote. The UK is increasing danger of undermining its own ambitions and failing to deliver on its commitments. Emma Pinchbeck, Energy UK CEO. In many ways, the UK has led the transition to clean energy witness our world leading offshore wind industry, but we risk squandering this position and driving the investment that we need elsewhere.
Ugh.
Uh,
I love how they're just admitting it too. It's like an oops.
well, they're going to take a playbook from the preschooler's book. I think it's Fisher Price Biden 101, how to print money and then go bankrupt. And I think Fisher Price wrote this. Now they're trying to emulate the Fisher Price playbook, Biden's financial planning for success. I don't know how in the world they're going to think that that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and follow and print all this money and let's hit incredibly high inflation. I don't know. I think they're idiots.
Yeah, well, they're not smart. They're not smart. I'll tell you that much. I don't know what that makes them. All right, what's next?
All right, we're going to roll through this one. Okay, let's go. Will Shell and BP use their mammoth profits for green energy? What did we just hear from BP last week, Michael? They said they're going to be cutting back investments from their renewables because they can't make money at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. BP and Shell announced record annual profits of 23 billion pounds and 32 billion pounds, respectively. They've also pledged to spend 18 billion and 25 billion pounds over the current decade of low and zero carbon projects. Here's the gotcha in this article. What's low carbon?
Oh, it's natural gas. You're absolutely right. It'll eventually be natural gas. First off, I need you saying, anytime you just get somebody talking in British pounds, you just sound smarter. 23 billion pounds. It just sounds, sounds better.
Oh, it does. I need all the help I can get, you know.
It's like that's the most sophisticated you sound in months. But you're absolutely right. The low carbon energy projects, that in my red flag, natural gas.
It's in there later in the article, but I'm sitting here reading this going, all right, they have to take, never mind. Okay. That was a lot of fun. I couldn't get that past you. Let's go to the last one here. India invokes maximum energy output law from coal plants. This one's kind of cool. All right. If you're going to buy oil from Russia, buy it below $60. If you're going to buy coal from Russia, make sure you use all of it.
It is pretty funny. I mean, you have to remember, India is expecting record power consumption this summer. They estimate peak demand will be in April and need about 229 gigawatts.
Right.
To give you guys an idea, India still relies on coal for some 70% of its electricity generation. So of course they're going to be buying coal at a rapid rate. 70% coal, peak demand. I mean, it's not like this isn't like an obvious. This isn't like this is some great analysis from this article. This is just probably what's going to happen when you look at the data.
Right, but I thought it was pretty funny, especially when we had our wonderful producer last night put that video in. I just had to give her a shout out.
Yeah, great job, Andy. Make coal great again. Why not?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's really quick for me, guys. Oil's up about 1 percentage points. If you go to read the company that Stu calls Reuters, they would tell you that it had to do with some China demand increases. I don't know what to think about today's prices. It's President's Day. Overall markets were closed, so I think most people trading oil stayed at fairly flat. I think tomorrow or Tuesday, as when we go to record the Wednesday's edition, I think we'll have a much clearer picture about which way oil prices go. I do think there's more on the bull side than there is the bear side. I think looking over at natural gas, though, guys, $2.22. I mean, it's meager. I mean, it was up a little bit today, but it's meager, man. The outlook is bleak. It's warm. Storage draws aren't coming. Freeport doesn't mean anything. I mean, that is what I make of the natural gas markets right now. So take that. That is investment advice.
So I went on record
investment
saying, I went on record saying what 150 is the strike price.
I don't know. You going on record and saying, I mean, you going on record now?
I already did.
150.
Yeah. I said, if it gets to 150, I'm buying with everything I got. And we don't do trading.
Start filling it. We're going to buy our own LNG tanker at those prices.
I got plenty.
We got to start that now, guys. We got to crowdfund
a tanker.
Energy Newsbeat is buying an LNG tanker. And when prices hit $1.50, we're filling it up.
We had so much fun, Michael, when we were doing the tanker on the tanker storages. You remember that?
No, at the old regime?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
Hey, I got one for you, though. The dark tanker fleet is now causing a real problem. All of the countries are selling off, and it is, I'm reading a bunch of stuff on this. The whole oil market is up for a change in the next year, just as a teaser.
Piece that conspiracy together and get back.
No, it's not. I'm telling you, the number of tankers are being sold to the dark side is hilarious.
The dark side of the moon. That's all my Mulan fans out there.
Oh, I didn't know what you were doing. Anyway.
I think we're good, Stu. Do we let these people get out of here?
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you guys checking us out. If you did get to take Monday off, good for you. If you did not, if you did, and today's your Monday, we appreciate your hard work. But we're going to let you get out of here and start your day. For Stuart Turley, I'm Michael Tanner. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Maybe. Who knows?